Hello, everybody, and welcome back inside Eastern Stadium here in the capital city of Lansing, Michigan, the home of your Lansing Common Football Club as the Robins finish up preseason play against Northville United, the second of two friendlies to begin the third season of existence for the Robins. Good evening, everybody. I'm Cameron McLaren, joined alongside Camden Shukaski. Camden, it's great to have you along. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the match. It's a new era for us in here as I've said goodbye to my longtime broadcast partner, but inside I've got somebody here that has that professional playing experience like you have, so you know a lot of half these guys. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you know about this team in here with Lansing Common.
Yeah, no, grew up in the Lansing area. Love the city, love the place. Went to Grand Ledge High School. And yeah, like you said, I know a lot of these guys, a lot of teammates, a lot of former teammates, that is, a lot of friends. And I'm just excited to be here. I'm thankful for the opportunity. And I'm excited to watch some soccer tonight.
And as we take a look, as you'll hear the starting 11 for Lansing Common, we'll go through it here on the sheet. And starting in goal, Holden Clark, a back four of Amir Shataya, Ben Derby, Tierno Decore, and Jack Lockerbie, a midfield of four as well. Avery Dresky, Daniel Silva, who marks his third year with the club, Deo Cravache, and Willie Galvez Jr. And then up top, the duo of Seth Russ and Fedi Omar, the brother of former Lansing Common player Shetty Omar. And then a handful of substitutes for Brent Sorg's club. Camden, what do you see in this club with Lansing Common with the starting 11 against this team?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of rotation from the last game that we saw, and it just goes to show how deep this roster is. There's so much talent in the Lansing area, and there are guys from all over the place on this roster, and I'm really excited to see how they come together and how the season plays out.
And then on the other side, the Michigan Premier Soccer League team, Northville United, one of 5 teams in the Open Division. The starting 11 for them: Abdul Bassett, Adam, Diego Amazola, Scott Drever, Logan Erickson, Colin Hagset, Jakari Jackson, Abdullahi Khalif, Luke Lloyd, Sanjo Luton, Bakari Muya, and Storm Powers. And this is a team that last year finished the NPSL season 1-4-3. It's a team that shows up to games. They may not necessarily play the best, but it's a team that Lansing Common can really get their feet wet with, try and feel out some of these systems that Brent Sorg has had. So what are you kind of expecting from this game for Brent Sorg's club?
Yeah, like you said, it's a bit of a tune-up game for each side. And for Lansing Common, it's really important to, like you said, work on those systems implemented by new head coach Brent Sorg. And it's just a really good opportunity against a good solid side in Northville to, like you said, get their feet wet and get ready before the regular season begins.
And as we take a moment here to kind of look at the road ahead for Lansing Common, competing this season in the Great Lakes Conference of the Midwest Premier League. There are 3 conferences this season. The Gateway Conference, mainly encompassing teams south of Michigan in the St. Louis, the Missouri area. The Heartland Conference, mainly encompassing those teams from Iowa, Chicago, mainly your DeKalb counties, your Chicago House, your RWB Adrias. And then the Great Lakes Conference, a lot of newcomers in this conference, split up into 2 separate divisions. Lansing Common playing in the West Division against familiar foes, Livonia City, 1927 Sport Club, West Michigan Bearings, Tulip City, Holland Rovers, a brand new club to the Midwest Premier League, Lansing Common, United West, another new team, Futsal Factory Academy, a team that Lansing Common will play on Sunday, and then the old familiar foes from the west side, from Kentwood, BIH Grand Rapids. And as it stands, a few teams already getting their seasons underway. Livonia City starting out a perfect 2-0, 6 points to their name, 1927 Sport Club and West Michigan Bearings, both with 1 game played, both with 1 game won. Tulip City with 2 games played, a win and a loss for them, sees them with 3 points. And then down at the bottom, Futsal Factory Academy and BIH Grand Rapids, 2 games played, 2 games lost. And on the Great Lakes East side, Lansing Common will also play a few of those teams throughout the summer. Enter Detroit, noted league winners from last season, that in heartbreaking fashion for Lansing Common, losing in the 93rd minute on a goal in stoppage time. They'll also go up against Michigan Stars FC, their U23 program, later on in June. Liquid Football, AIM SC, Cedars FC, a team that Lansing Common defeated last season on the road, Thundercats SC, and then Michigan Jaguars, Troy United, and Detroit Union all on the east side of this Great Lakes Conference. As we're just about to get underway here, Northville United lining up in a typical 4-3-3. Lansing Common electing to go for the traditional 4-4-2 that this club has seen for years. And with the first kick of the game, we are underway here from Michigan's capital city. The first long ball and the first test of action for Holden Clark, who was very interesting in what he had to show in that friendly against Troy United. Made a few good saves late in the second half to keep the clean sheet, the combined clean sheet between him and Spencer Stiegel.
Yeah, Holden Clark, a really good keeper who I've had the pleasure of playing with for many years. Just someone that you're really confident having in your net. And having a good defense starts with the keeper, and having that strong foundation at the back gives the whole team a lot of confidence. And Holden Clark certainly embodies that.
And Galvez will try to ping it into the 18-yard box. It'll go out for a Lansing Common throw. And Galvez, one of the new additions to Brent Sorg's club. As you remember, Brent Sorg taking over for former head coach Josh Oakley halfway through the season last year due to his appointment as the new head coach of Eastern Illinois University. There's a shot. Galvez, and trying to get on the end of it was Silva. It'll go out for a Lansing Common corner. Lansing Common just 2 weeks into training, not necessarily rehearsing the set piece tactics, just 2 minutes into this one.
Yeah, and set pieces can be so crucial in games, Cam. Especially early in the game, if you're able to grab a goal, it really sets the tone. It's important to get a good ball in. And on the flip side for Northville United, it's really important that you're able to get this out.
Ball sent in by Silva. Tried to get the late hit was Galvez. Be cleared off the foot of Seth Russ. Sent forward now for Storm Powers. Excuse me. Abdul Bassett Adam, as that one will go out for a goal kick for Holden Clark. For Lansing Common, a lot of new things this season, trying out new formations, new ways, new systems of going about things. As that pass from Ben Derby just awry.
Yeah, just a loose pass there from Derby. Northville United happy to sit back and let Lansing Common move the ball. Not going to press too high up the pitch, but those are the sorts of things that these preseason friendlies, as you say, are really important for. Just work the kinks out and get ready for the regular season coming up shortly.
And for Lansing Common, when you talk about that regular season, 2 years in a row finishing without a trophy, having it snatched away from them in their first season of existence in Hamtramck against Detroit City FC's U23s on a steamy day in July just over 2 years ago. And then last season, that heartbreaker here in Lansing against Ender Detroit in what was a thrilling game for the 700 plus in attendance, as Dresky gives away a free kick. Jackson had his pass intercepted by Shatia. Now to Seth Russ along the near wing. Russ tried to play it through, but he was in an offside position when he first got the ball, so a wasted opportunity for Lansing Common on the counter. Seth Russ, a native of Mason, Michigan, as we said, played with Inter Detroit last season, looking to go back to a cup final this season. As I talked to him before the friendly against Troy United last week. As Shatia will win a free kick. Lansing Common electing to play it quickly. Derby to Shatia. Looking for Omar, trying to get around his defender. He'll give away a free kick. Bakari Muya was able to get on the other side of Fedi Omar. Earns the whistle and wins himself a free kick in his own third.
Number 3. Is that who's wearing that jersey? I didn't read that name as a starter. He's near side with the long hair.
Amazola turned over in the middle of the park. Dresky now for Lansing Common.
That's Seth Russ? Okay.
Trying to work it to the far wing.
Wearing jersey number 3.
We go back to Dresky.
13.
Now to Lockerbie, to Derby. Russ. Couldn't get possession under it. Gonna go out for a Northville throw.
And this is a game that Lansing Common are going to have a lot of the ball. Just going to have to be patient, breaking down that Northville United defense. They're staying really compact, and it can be tricky because you can find yourself trying to force it. But it's really important just to move the ball, 1 and 2 touch passing, quickly off your feet to work those opportunities.
Lansing Common trying to work it forward through Lockerbie. Spots a run of Galvez. It'll find its way to Russ. And a one-on-one with the keeper. Played out. Softly off the foot of Jakari Jackson. It'll be a Lansing Common throw as Seth Russ was one-on-one with Diego Amazola. It'll be Russ to take the ensuing corner. Looking past post, Derby, the high winder, off the bar, Decore! Teo Decore, the new admission into the squad, gets his first goal in the red and brown, and it's quickly Lansing Common 1, Northville United 0, just under 10 minutes into this one.
Those set pieces, Cam, just poorly defended by Northville United. And Amazola did as much as he could for the away team, but just a really good job by Decore following the shot and getting an easy tap in to give Lansing Common the early lead.
The initial shot off the head of Ben Derby and Teo Tierno Decore in the right place at the right time, a lot like last week with Luke Kalovitz earning his first goal for Lansing Common, a tap in inside the 6-yard box. As Lansing Common ran away 4-0 victors against Troy United last week, the same Troy United that plays in the Eastern Division of this Great Lakes Conference. The raucousness of the home supporters along that far side. Willing their Robbins on, looking for another. Russ. He'll switch the point of attack to Cravache along the far wing. Deo Cravache! Paddled away by Amazola.
That's really good work by Seth Russ and Amado Cravache. Really direct from Cravache to take his man on and get a shot, force a good save from Amazola.
Once again, it'll be Seth Russ from that same corner they scored on just 2 minutes ago. The in-swinger Back post, Cravache's head. Still loose, it'll be ushered out by Northville. They're unhappy with the decision. It'll be another corner kick for Lansing Common. Russ. Faked the drop to Silva. Going back post. Looking for the head of Derby. He was unable to get airborne. It'll go out on that far side for a Northville throw-in. And especially Camden, for a team that hasn't necessarily had a lot of practice with set pieces, they're getting good looks.
Yeah, the first and most important thing for set pieces is the delivery. You can work on set pieces as much as you want, but if the ball isn't good, it doesn't matter. So a couple of good deliveries from Seth Russ so far. And as we saw, like you said just a few minutes ago, Lansing Common able to capitalize.
Here they'll bring it up. Now to Fedi Omar. He'll turn. Omar, his shot. Off both crossbars. It'll go out for a goal kick. And again, nervy signs at the back for Northville United.
Yeah, just caught in possession trying to play out of the back right there. They weren't punished, but like you said, nervy signs for Northville United.
And for Lansing Common, especially head coach Brent Sorg, this is a team that loves to win pressure, or loves to win the ball when they don't have the ball. They love putting that off-ball pressure. They love the movement. It's all about getting the ball back in courageous positions. And that's something that not a lot of teams can do for a full 90 minutes, right, Camden?
Oh, no, it's absolutely difficult. It's very difficult to keep up that high level of pressure for an entire 90 minutes. But like you said, when you're putting pressure on a team who is struggling to play out of the back, as we see so far with Northville United, it can lead to these sorts of opportunities where you're getting shots like you just did from Omar, or winning corners like we have one right here.
Cravache, the in-swinger, Derby tries to head it, back post. The deflection off a Northville player. Storm Powers got in the way of that shot from Jack Lockerbie. Be played quickly now to Galvez. Galvez Jr. He'll ping it in, looking for the backside of Decore. Still loose. Finally able to get it away, but not out. Seth Russ. Decore tries to turn along the half turn. Gets caught in possession, and Lansing Common will keep it. They'll bring it back along the halfway line to Lockerbie.
And as you just hit on, Cam, putting pressure on teams in those dangerous positions, it did result in Lansing Common having to reset, but still not letting Northville United play out of the back and winning the ball back to keep up that high amount of pressure.
Another turnover by Northville United. The result in a Lansing Common throw. Dresky to Cravache. Tried to work it through the defender. It'll go out once again. The linesman on that far side overruled by the center official. It'll be a Northville throw-in. Northville trying to work it through the back. Cravache in. Seth Russ, right-footed. Russ tucks it away as Seth Russ gets his account going. And it's now quickly, within the first 15 minutes, Lansing Common 2, Northville United 0.
It's just too easy, Cam. Seth Russ completely free in the box. First touch a little bit out of his feet, but works it onto his right foot and puts it past the keeper.
We'll get two quick substitutions by Northville United. Jonah Caldwell and Leonce Dayasaba will make their way in as that defensive line needs some shoring up. Scott Drever making his way for Dayasaba. And then Logan Erickson making his way for Jonah Caldwell. Strictly defensive substitutions for Northville United as they find themselves quickly down by a pair of goals within the first quarter of an hour.
Yeah, you don't typically see 2 defensive subs this early into the game, but the head coach of Northville United had decided he'd seen enough and couldn't wait any further to make those changes.
Lansing Common still enjoying that pressure that, or excuse me, the possession that they've had for majority of the first quarter of an hour. Still trying to work out the counter press of Northville United. Decore to Galvez Jr.
There's just so much time in the midfield, Cam. Look, games are won in the midfield, and for Common to have this amount of time in that area of the field, just allowing guys like Willie Galvez and Decore and Daniel Silva to completely run this game.
Jackson able to skip away from Seth Russ, but the pressure's still coming. Muya, his pass intercepted by Shatia. Played it in. Omar, as the flag goes up on the opposite side, Omar in an offside position. Couldn't get the ball out of his feet, but still worrisome signs here along this near side for Northville United as Lansing Common exposing both halves of the pitch. And Seth Russ getting his sea legs under him, it seems. He's been running around a majority of the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's put a lot of pressure on the back line.
Yeah, I just got it. I thumbed it up.
Not letting them play out from the back and maintain that possession, resulting in winning the ball back for his side, high up the pitch in dangerous positions.
Khalif had that ball slip out of his hands. It did rain here for about a solid 2 hours before the match, so the artificial turf surface that the teams are playing on a little bit slick. May see a few stumbles here and there as Lansing Common will look to break quickly. Cravache will bring it up the middle of the park.
Yeah, you hit on the conditions a little bit, especially playing on turf. That ball's going to move so quickly. As a forward, you love playing in these sorts of conditions, but it's a keeper's worst nightmare.
Now to Jack Lockerbie, the Alma College native. 36 games started and played at Alma. Had 5 goals in his 3 seasons so far. Scoring a game winner last season on October 5th over Albion College in a 1-0 win. Last season, 1 assist in 13 appearances for Lansing Common along that back line. A clumsy challenge there by Sandro Luton on Amir Shatia. Shatia looks a little worse for wear after that one, a little bit late. This play continues. Silva working scrappily in the midfield, tried to work it free from Dayasaba. Galvez backtracking 20 yards, able to win the ball. Back to Amir Shatia. To Seth Russ. Now back to Ben Derby. The Western Michigan Broncos still has yet to see action for Chad Wiseman's side in 3 years. Graduate student there. Now back to the aforementioned Lockerbie. Decore. To Galvez Jr. Heavy touch as Northville is able to recollect. As Hogsett was unable to get on the end of that pass. It'll go out for a Lansing Common throw as we approach the 20th minute. And you have to think, Camden, with the way that this team has started for Lansing Common, that Brent Sorg would be more than happy with his team's performance so far in the first 45.
Oh, absolutely. Really, Northville United haven't been able to get a foot in the game, and all credit there goes to Lansing Common. Just possessing the ball at will, winning the ball back quickly, high up the pitch, and not allowing.
As Seth Russ, the left foot, that one dribbles in! It's a brace within the first 20 minutes as Seth Russ doubles his account here on this perfect Friday night, and a perfect start here for Lansing Common. It's Lansing Common 3, Northville United 0.
That's just beautiful, isn't it, Cam? Just a lovely finish there. Good first touch. Dink the keeper. A brace within 20 minutes for Seth Russ. It's a forward's dream.
Seth Russ didn't see a lot of action in the brown and red in 2021. 7 appearances for the club, mainly in friendlies. But so far in his 2023 debut, he's had himself so far a unbelievable first 21 minutes. And this Northville United side looks disheveled, to say the least.
Yeah, Seth Russ on pace for 9 goals here tonight, Cam.
A goal every 10 minutes. And I think the Lansing Common record in any competition is 4 goals. I believe tied by both Jack Voigt last season and then Shetty Omar in what I believe was a 4-1 victory over Inter Detroit in Lansing Common's first year of existence. Silva looking to continue the onslaught. Gonna go out for a Lansing Common throw after the late challenge, as Cravache sets up shop along that far corner flag. Six in the box for Lansing Common. Cravache, the in-swinger, trying to find Decore. Swept away by Northville. It's a foot race between Russ and Adam. Russ will win it. He'll send it back to Holden Clark, who, after having to make one quick survey out into the pitch in the first 2 minutes, has not had much to do since.
Looks good, though, doesn't he, Cam? Those kits are pretty nice.
Yes, the goalkeeper kits have been a staple for Lansing Common the past 2 years. The creative team has done well.
I think they've done really well this year.
And they still have yet to unveil the South Lansing Meyer Giraffe kit. The West Lansing, as you can tell, I'm not from this area. I mainly stick to East Lansing. Daniel Silva through the midfield. Ushered off the ball by Khalif. A beautiful backtrack by Seth Russ.
Yeah, that's good work by Seth Russ. It's what you want from a forward. It can be tricky getting back up and down the pitch. And look, not many forwards, myself included, love the defending aspect of the game, but it's so crucial. And he did a really good job there winning the ball back for his side, which is a common theme that we've seen so far, Cam.
Off the ball pressure for Lansing Common has been a staple point within the first 2 friendlies. As Lansing Common, the final friendly before they embark on their Midwest Premier League campaign against Futsal Factory Academy on Sunday in Dexter. The first of 6 consecutive road games for Lansing Common, before finishing the season with 6 straight home games, starting at the end of July, ending in a home match on July 22nd against Livonia City, in what could be a very decisive day in the Midwest Premier League's Great Lakes Conference.
Yeah, early in the season, but Livonia City with those 2 wins already. And if tonight is any sign, Cam, it looks like Lansing Common's going to be right up there at the top of the division challenging again. So that matchup at the end of the year could, like you said, be a very crucial game.
especially with this roster heading into today. What you're seeing is a lot of the depth players for Lansing Common. No Munir Shirali on the team sheet, no Jack Beck as well. Luke Kalovitz and the captain Julian Birch sliding in for those two, getting some well-deserved rest after last week's match against Troy United. Decore through the middle of the park trying to make himself a nuisance. Khalif will bring it forward for Northville. An outside the boot pass for Hogsit. Derby there to collect. Able to win himself some space, so he'll just drop it forward. And a foot race, Fedi Omar trying to get on the end of it before Muya. Omar trying to get around the defender, unable to do so. Muya with a great defensive presence. But once again, Lansing Common retains possession through the middle of the park. And it really just has been Lansing Common, not necessarily those first balls, but those second balls have gone all the way to the team in red. An errant miss pass, almost getting on the end of it was Omar. It'll go out for a goal kick. And Diego Amazola is not too pleased with his defenders.
Just sloppy all over the pitch. And those are simple things. It's just a miscommunication between Diego Amazola and his center back. And these are the things that, as a head coach, you just hate to see. They're simple things.
Luke Lloyd. Back to Amazola. Dresky able to intercept. To Silva. Shatia able to win the 50-50. He got clattered into by Khalif of 50-50, and it's the second little knock that Amir Shatia has taken in this first half. A little gingerly trying to work his way back up. May have just gotten the wind knocked out of him. Amazola barking out his orders to the blue shirts in front of him. It'll be Decore to stand over the free kick. Shatia. Long switch over to Cravache. Now to Lockerbie. Lansing Common playing a little bit more methodical now, entering the half-hour mark. Shatia. Shadowed by Khalif. Now to Fedi Omar. Decore. Common just welcoming the pressure of Northville United when they choose to do so. Looking to open things up through the middle of the park now with Decore. Now to Russ. On the verge of a first half hat trick. Decore. And this is just way too easy for Lansing Common, and they'll take it. Lockerbie to Omar. Tried to work around the defender. He'll give away the free kick as Sandro Luton was able to win the free kick. But Camden, a little bit of a warning sign slightly there for Northville, as it just seemed as though Lansing Common was one or two passes away from picking apart the entirety of that back line.
Yeah, almost lulling them to sleep. It was good work by Luton to make that tackle and win the ball back for his side. But as you said, a bit of a warning sign. I mean, with the 3-goal lead, you're happy to keep the ball. And if Northville aren't going to pressure high up the pitch, then yeah, Lansing Common will be happy to just move the ball around and retain possession.
Quoting Coach Sorg last week in the pregame, he said his team was not going to give up for 90 minutes, putting up 4 goals against Troy United. A side that will be contending in that East Division. Omar, and on goal, tried to get it through. He'll commit a foul inside the 6-yard box. The ball will go the other way. Fedi Omar trying to work his way onto the score sheet. The Hazlitt native. A local product, played for Nationals Union in their 04 squad the past couple of years. Luke Lloyd. Now to Khalif. Powers. Good football here from Northville as they all work it forward, but an errant pass by Sandro Luton. Dresky tried to win that 50-50. It'll go the other way. Here comes Northville on the counterattack. Lockerbie able to get there first. And Clark will safely boot it out of harm's way. Silva. Try to get on the end of the 50-50. It'll work its way back inside to the Northville half as we've hit the half-hour mark here in Lansing. 2 goals by Seth Russ inside 20 minutes. And a header by Tiro Decore is what sees Lansing Common with their 3-goal lead. Dresky. Now to Shatia. Able to work around Khalif. He'll take another knock. That's the 3rd foul conceded on, or 3rd foul earned by Amir Shatia. We'll get our first booking here of the evening. It'll go against Abdullahi Khalif.
Yeah, just sloppy from Khalif. I believe that's the 2nd or 3rd foul he's made this game. And the ref had decided that it was one too many. But it's a really dangerous position for Lansing Common. We saw them just a few minutes ago in a similar position, opting not to whip one into the box, but looks like Seth Russ, Willie Galvez lined up over it. And these can be tricky from this position, but
it could be Ben Derby that tried it, and a bobble there by Amazola.
Yeah, once again, opting not to whip that one into the box, going instead for a longer shot from Ben Derby, not putting too much pressure on the keeper, but those set pieces can be so difficult to defend if you're able to get a good delivery.
And it looked as though Lansing Common kind of saw Broadway wide open, and there's been a few people that have hit some absolute worldy goals here on this pitch. None better than Julian Burge's 35 to 40-yard strike against Detroit City FC. Their U23s back on July 4th in 2021. What would end up being the eventual game winner for Lansing Common. Derby just tried to put his laces through that one, couldn't beat the bodies out in front. Derby trying to insert himself as one of the ideal substitutes along that back line for Lansing Common. A back line that usually features the likes of Kevin Payne and Mark Wishmeyer as well. Derby's still looking for his first competitive appearance for Lansing Common after not playing with the Robins last season. He was former roommates as well with Lansing Common's goalkeeper Ethan Brandt last season in East Lansing. Both teammates at Western Michigan as this ball's played through, looking for Russ. Safely in the arms of Amazola. Derby able to win that ball in front of Abdul Bassett Adam.
Yeah, and Adam just so isolated up there. Not very many opportunities for Northville United so far to put any sort of pressure on the back line.
Galvez with a lovely through ball looking for Omar. Amazola quick off his line. He'll get there first. But a lovely idea there from Willie Galvez, who hasn't made himself known in the past 10 minutes, but was almost able to get on the score sheet with an assist for Omar. Now the aforementioned Galvez. 3-on-3. Here comes Lansing Common. Galvez just past the near post.
Yeah, it looked like he had Seth Russ breaking free into the box on the left side, but look, if you're a player in that position, 20 or so yards out, it's going to be difficult to refrain from hitting it. A little bit unlucky from Galvez. Just dragged his shot a bit, but once again, just poor from Northville United. So much space in that midfield and high up the pitch for Lansing Common.
We'll get a substitution here for Northville. 2 substitutions. Mubarak Adam coming onto the pitch, as well as Valjean Kiavani. Kiavani coming on for Bakari Muya. As Lansing Common still searching for more firepower in the first half. A few substitutions getting ready for Brent Sorg's side.
Yeah, game slowed down quite a bit from those first 20 minutes. But a good chance here for Common to break.
Galvez will give away the free kick on Mubarak Adam.
Pretty good showing for the Common faithful tonight, don't you think, Cam?
Especially after a rainy day here in Lansing. A few hundred in attendance here at Eastern Stadium.
Yeah, not quite a rainy day in Stoke, but especially in playing on turf, I mentioned previously, but the ball really skips. It can be difficult to play on. And as a fan, especially a Common fan tonight, these games are so rewarding. Brave the weather and see your team put in a really dominant performance so far.
As Shatia will steer that out for a Northville throw-in as we approach the 38th minute here of action. Lloyd's throw-in intercepted. And once again, Shatia hitting the deck. That's now 4 fouls that he has earned in the first half. To Dresky in the middle of the park. To Russ. The outside of the boot looking for Omar. Amazola once again off his line, able to collect for Northville. And after a pretty rough first 20 minutes for the young netminder from Northville, he's looked good so far in some of his decision making and gotten a little bit of a better performance from the 4 in front of him. As this ball played forward for Abdul Basit Adam. Trying to turn away from Cravache. But Cravache there, able to take the ball away and win the free kick. Lovely bit of skill there from Deo Cravache. As we await these substitutions along the near touchline, it'll look like a goaltender substitution for Northville as Fedi Omar trying to work on the edge of this one. It'll go off the foot of Cavani and out for a Lansing Common throw, and we will get that substitution.
Looking like it's going to be Aiden Hanchett, the Okemos native, coming in net for Northville United. And right into the action, Cam.
He has to deal with a dangerous free kick coming up, a corner kick. As Lansing Common will hold off on their substitutions for another moment. It'll be Cravache to take it along the far side as we approach the 40th minute of play. The in-swinger tried to get on the end of it was Derby. We steered away for a goal kick as we will get these substitutions. It'll be Isa Smith for Lansing Common as well. It'll be Cravache out.
Subbing in for Lansing Common, number 5, Victor Toon.
It'll be Victor Toon for Deo Cravache. And Isa Smith in for Jack Lockerbie. Smith, a notable practice squad player over the past few years for Lansing Common. Finally getting some game action. Notably for him, he played in the first ever friendly for Lansing Common, except not for the Robins. He played for 1927 Sport Club, the team that Lansing Common will face here in just a few weeks. In the first friendly ever for Lansing Common, Fort Wayne did not show up with the adequate number of players, and a handful of Lansing Common players were forced to play for the opposing team, including Isa Smith. Is Decore able to turn away from pressure? Now to Galvez Jr. He takes a knock late. It'll win him a free kick, as Lansing Common was stopped on the counter.
Some really good work there by Decore. Spun his defender, spurned a break for his team. Bit unlucky for Galvez Jr. getting fouled there as he played the ball, but
now Holden Clark, another Hazlitt native, playing his collegiate soccer at the University of Indianapolis. As Toon will win a throw-in for his squad. As we approach the end of the first half, Lansing Common still enjoying that 3-0 lead they built up in the first 20 minutes. And a long ball played forward for Fetty Omar. Handshit quickly out to dispel the pressure. Omar still pressing. Handshit along the near side, unable to keep it in, was Luke Lloyd. It'll result in a Lansing Common throw-in in the attacking third. Russ will play it quickly. Omar trying to turn his defender. He'll roll in on Handshit, who's quick off his line. Jakari Jackson. His pass intercepted by Dresky in the middle of the park. Lansing Common searching maybe for one more goal before the end of the first half. Decore. Now to Isa Smith. Back to Ben Derby and to Decore. Omar. Misplaced pass. Northville can break if they decide to. We'll get a stoppage here as Tierno Decore is down in a heap, grabbing his right ankle. Took a bit of a late clip there from Mubarak Adam.
And Decore, part of the large Northwood contingency playing with the Lansing Common this year, but as we saw, Decore got his first goal very early on in the game, but he's really been bossing this game from that midfield position. Just a lot of their attacks are running through him, and he's really just a joy to watch.
As Shatia will intercept this pass. He takes another clip from Adam. Mubarak Adams in a little bit of a heap, trying to ask his bench boss why that was indeed a foul, but play continues. Galvez, a lovely little dink, looking for Omar, hand shit off his line. As we are into the 45th minute.
That's what Galvez can do right there, though, Cam. A really creative player who sees things that not a lot of other people will see. And it was good goalkeeping by Handship, but another warning sign for Northville. Just too much time in the midfield for Lansing Common.
Adam looking for the fouls. The flag will go up on that far side as Fedi Omar couldn't keep the line. A little bit of a off-the-ball battle here between Amir Shatia and Mubarak Adam. Both of them culprits of a few late clips. Fouls given either way. As we have hit the 45th minute. No additional minutes of stoppage time. Lansing Common, after 45 minutes, it was really pretty and really easy for them in the first 20. Tierno Decore starting things early, getting his first goal in the red and brown, and then a brace by Seth Russ within the first 25 minutes sees Lansing Common up at the first 45 by a score of 3-0 over the visitors of Northville United. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second half here at Eastern Stadium. Lansing Common up 3-0 over Northville United off of a goal from Tiero Decore and 2 goals from Seth Russ within the first 25 minutes. A few substitutions for Lansing Common. Fedi Omar making way for Ollie Jarvis, the native of Staffordshire, United Kingdom, making his debut for the Robins, as well as a substitution in goal, Holden Clark, who's played the last 90 minutes for the club after coming in halftime against Troy United. He's making his way for Dom Edwards, who will make his debut for the Robins as well. And then a few substitutions, one that we do know of for Northville United, Colin Hogsett making way for Powinoet Ice, as we are just about to get underway here. The second 45 minutes from Lansing, and what has been a thriller so far if you're a fan of the team in red, and maybe a little bit of a head scratcher if you're a team for the team in blue, as we get things underway in the final 45 minutes here from Lansing. Lansing Common still enjoying that 3-back that they started the game with, switching from that 4-4-2 they elected to put on the stat sheet. Decore caught in possession. Mubarak Adam had to turn away from Victor Toon. Closed down by Decore, and Adam in a lump of pain just in front of his own bench. We'll hold things up here just a minute into the second half. Be Victor Toon to throw it in for Lansing Common. Former DeWitt High School enrollee, playing his collegiate soccer at Spring Arbor under the direction of former Lansing Common player Marco Bernardini.
And I'd expect to see more rotation for Lansing Common as the half progresses. Just a preseason friendly, and you're up 3-0. Love to see some guys get some time on the pitch and show why they deserve to play for this team.
That's exactly what you're seeing with a few of these guys, and Isa Smith, as well as Ollie Jarvis. A few of the late additions to Brett Sorg's squad. As Daniel Silva turns away from pressure, he'll play Smith. He elects to let that one roll in on Hanchett as he knew he was in an offside position. It'll dispel the danger.
Ollie Jarvis, Staffordshire, United Kingdom, home to the mighty Stoke City. Haven't quite made their way back to the Prem, but
that's 2 Stoke City references today. It's Tony Burton. And along that far side, looking to play it in. Now to Toon. Just outside the 18, gets caught in possession. Decore tried to get around Adam. In front of its way to Abdul Basit Adam. That pass too far in front of Mubarak. It'll roll back into the feet of Dom Edwards for his first action since coming in relief of Holden Clark.
And
Dominic Edwards, the East Lansing native, playing his collegiate soccer at Adrian College, a Division III ice hockey powerhouse, as we were talking about during the halftime break.
And by my count, Cam, at least 4 representatives of Northwood University, as we touched on, a strong conglomerate that doesn't even include Luke Kalovitz on the bench tonight, who Common fans saw score his first goal for the club last week, but
scoring the first goal of the season.
First goal of the season, yeah.
Little tap in inside the 6.
And not where I'm used to seeing Luke Kalovitz, a longtime teammate of mine, play left back for us, but a really exciting addition for the Common. Just a big, strong, fast, technically sound player who I'm sure Common fans are going to love this season.
Northville returns to action with a throw in along that far side. Luke Lloyd trying to play it in for Abdelbasset Adam. It rolls in on through. Adam tries to ping it. Goes off the outside of the bar. It'll be a goal kick for Lansing Common, but the first clear signs of danger for Northville United throughout this game.
I believe the first shot registered for Northville United so far this game.
Toon will skip through along the near wing. Over to Dresky. Now to Isa Smith. Almost caught in possession there. He'll play it up for Galvez Jr. Now to Toon. Tried to skip around the defender. Couldn't do so. Now to Mubarak Adam. Sandro Luton. An errant pass finds its way back to Ben Derby. Be collected by Lansing Common. To Shatia. Now Tony Burton. Burton got himself on the score sheet last weekend. A penalty converted to give Lansing Common a 3-0 lead. Just as the second half got underway against Troy United. One of those natives of Northwood University, as you alluded to, Camden.
And Tony Burton, he reminds me a bit of Draymond Green. You hate to play against him, but you love when you have him on your team.
Slightly unhinged, to say the least, a little bit of Tony Burton. He's a pest in practice. He's always fighting for those loose balls. He's always fighting for any last glimpse of possession. If you think you're going to get away from Tony, you're not going to. And that's exactly why he's in the squad. It's exactly why he's getting some playing time here tonight.
And he loves to get in your head. He loves to rile you up. A great teammate, horrible to go against.
The foul conceded by Mubarak Adam on Victor Toon, who's no worse for wear. Be a free kick just in front of the halfway line for Lansing Common. As Decore talking with the fourth official about the placement of the free kick. Shatia. Trouble dealing with it. He'll send it back to Ben Derby. His long pass for Victor Toon. Tried to steer that one towards the middle of the park. It'll roll in on Hanshit. As Lansing Common still trying to get their bearings in the beginning stages of the second half. Northville still trying to work through the massive possession gap that Lansing Common has built throughout the first 53 minutes. Dresky. Time and space. Now to Toon along the near side. And Lansing Common doing well in the face of pressure so far. This is a team that is going to have to learn to play with pressure in their face if they want to continue utilizing their style of play throughout the rest of the season. Jarvis. Jarvis thought about lining it up. He'll skip it over to Toon. Clattered into process. Toon whips it across the face of goal. Kicked aside by Caldwell and out for a Lansing Common throw.
That's good work from Ali Jarvis right there. It's what you want from your center forward. Big, strong guy like Ali Jarvis to hold the ball up, draw his defender in, and give Victor Toon an opportunity to put one in the box. Overall, well defended by Northville United, but positive contribution from Jarvis right there.
Jarvis, another one of those Northville University players that have made their way onto the squad. A plethora of players from around the area. Northwood University well represented in the squad, as well as Spring Arbor. And a handful from a few other Division I colleges. And Munir Shirali from Eastern Illinois. Jack Beck from just down the road, Michigan State University.
And look, Cam, I know you're not from the area, but a lot of CAAC blue representation on the squad tonight. Love to see it as a Grand Ledge alumni, but talent from all over the place. It really goes to show how far Michigan has come as a soccer state. Really underrated, in my opinion. And look, I am biased, but there's so much talent all over the place in the state of Michigan.
And you take a look at it from that perspective. Former Michigan or Mr. Michigan soccer of, I believe, 2020, if not 2021, Aiden O'Connor, who played with Lansing Common in the Robins' first year of existence, ended up transferring from Western Michigan, playing his collegiate soccer now at Virginia, an ACC powerhouse in soccer, and that's a great conference for him to be in. But as you said, Michigan well represented nationally in collegiate soccer. Storm Powers working it through the park. Burton able to clear the danger for Lansing Common. Shatia now up to Arlie Jarvis. Tried to feed up for Galvez Jr. That one intercepted. Sent back to Aiden Hanchett. And through the first 10 minutes of the second half, Lansing Common a little befuddled, trying to work passes through that final third. Northville doing well in response after going down 3-0 after that rather uncanny first half from them.
Yeah, since those first 20 minutes, a barrage of pressure from Lansing Common. As you said, Northville has done a really good job of slowing Lansing Common down, especially in the midfield.
Shatia working around pressure, trying to play Jarvis through. Hanchett quick off his line. Galvez tried to work it to his right foot, couldn't do so. And Mubarak Adam able to win a free kick for Northville.
Yeah, and we've seen that a couple times tonight from Hanchett. Not afraid to be brave, play high up the pitch and come off his line, which is exactly what you want from your keeper.
Adam with a long ping. That one hits the football crossbar. It'll go out for a goal kick for Dom Edwards. Lansing Common still, as you see, Galvez getting some instruction from the bench boss and Brent Sorg. Trying to unlock the final third as this ball's found its way to Tony Burton. He'll keep it in along the touchline. Now to Shatia. Over to Avery Dresky. Derby with time and space as that collapsing defense of Northville United. An air pass there by Isa Smith. It'll find its way to Powers for Northville. He'll elect to play it away from pressure. Cavani. Time and space. Now to Jakari Jackson. Taken away by Victor Toon. Here comes Lansing Common. Toon tried to get it to Jarvis. Pass intercepted. Sent forward looking for Abdul Bassett Adam. It'll roll in on Edwards. Late pressure there by Mubarak Adam. Northville may have gotten away with a handball there by Storm Powers. It's sent through to Abdul Bassett Adam. He's able to win the second ball. Great challenge there by Amir Shatia. And we'll get a whistle here as Jarvis was offside. As the center referee finally acknowledging his linesman along the near side. As we approach the the hour mark, Northville looking the better of the two squads since coming out of the halftime break. But it's still Lansing Common with that 3-goal cushion that they built within the first 25 minutes of action here tonight. Mubarak Adam along the left side, trying to work around Smith. Tried to play it through, be steered away by the right boot of Ben Derby and out for a corner for Northville.
Yeah, certainly looked the better of the two sides so far. Still unable to put much pressure on Edwards in goal for the Common, but this is a really good opportunity for Northville United to put some pressure on that goal. All starts with a good delivery.
Powers The outswinger. Adam went down inside the 6-yard box. It'll be steered away once again for a Northville corner. As Mubarak Adam pleading his case with the center official. Has gotten calls both ways in an hour of play here. May not get that one. Powers again with the delivery. Over the head. Still kept in. Jackson whipped across the face of goal, and Decore sends it out once again for another Northville corner.
And that's a big opportunity for Northville. Mishit by Jakari Jackson, but poorly defended by Lansing Common. Head coach Brent Sorg surely not going to be happy with the lack of defensive prowess shown on these corners so far.
Once again, Derby able to usher out for a Northville corner. Their 4th consecutive. As we have hit the hour mark here in Lansing. Shatia kept in. Jackson just missed the near post. It'll go out for a Lansing Common goal kick. But worrisome signs there on the set piece defending for Lansing Common, able to escape without conceding their first goal of the season. Isa Smith. Worked around Adam, up to Dresky. Now to Willie Galvez Jr. To Dresky. He'll let it slide to Shatia. Now to Ben Derby. Northville waiting for Lansing Common to try and pounce. To Galvez Jr. Tony Burton. Skips around the pressure. Tried to find Silva. The roll away off the foot of Jakari Jackson. He'll send it out for a throw.
And it's just so easy there for Lansing Common in that build-up. It's well done, good patience, a bit unlucky. It's a good idea from Tony Burton. Just a bit out in front right there of Daniel Silva, but
And we'll restart things here in the 69th minute. Decore over to Ben Derby. As Amir Shatia works his way higher up the pitch. Decore back in support in that center back role. Now to Willie Galvez Jr. Skips around Adam. Pass up to Toon. He won't get there first. It'll be steered aside by Jakari Jackson. And out for a Lansing throw.
And Sandro Luton still hot on the bench, I understand. I also got punished for improper equipment in my intramural volleyball game last semester.
The rules are the rules for a reason. He's a Smith off the deflection. Safely into the arms of Aiden Hanchett, who has not been tested supremely well by Lansing Common since coming in relief of Diego Amazola, but he's gotten the job done, kept a clean sheet in the 40 minutes that he's been in between the sticks. Now to Ice. Tried to work it through Ben Derby. He'll steer it away from pressure. Back to Dom Edwards as we approach the final 20 minutes of play here in Lansing.
And it's been an impressive showing so far from that back line. Despite the relative lack of pressure put on them by Northville United, especially Ben Derby, so calm at the back. The Western Michigan Bronco, an Okemos native, has been a calming presence, a veteran presence for those young guys in that back line.
The aforementioned Ben Derby looking for options. We'll skip around. Adam up to Toon. The one touch with Daniel Silva. Tried to play it in. It'll be blocked by Caldwell. Silva, the second effort. Looking for Galvez at the back post. Galvez taken down. No penalty, says the referee. This play continues. Mubarak Adam. Dresky getting a hold of the player. The result in a foul is getting taken down after Adam went down was Decore. He seems to be a little worse for wear. There's a few substitutions warming up for Lansing Common along the near side. After Diarno Decore went down. However, Camden, I am a little bit surprised at the no penalty call, given the fact that Galvez's left leg was seemingly suspended in air for quite a few seconds.
The ref must have seen something that we didn't, or I guess he didn't see what we saw, because that really did look like a penalty. It was good work by Willie Galvez. A really good first touch in the box. Thought he might hit it first time, but a little unlucky not to draw the penalty there.
Common trying to sting this Northville United back line on the counter. They'll slow things down with Burton along the halfway line. Now to Dresky. Both midfielders, Decore and Dresky, doing well to fill that back center back role as Amir Shatia has found himself up a little higher up the pitch in the previous 5 minutes.
That's something he's certainly capable of, while he is most comfortable in the midfield.
Dresky. Loftily weighted pass for Shatia. Has reinforcements making their way to the box. Will be steered away by Caldwell. A return feed taken away by Jackson.
And as I was saying, the ability to play balls like that is so crucial. And a guy like Avery Dresky certainly has that in his locker. A really valuable piece for the Common this year.
A 50-50 ball there, won by Northville, but he's a Smith able to win it back just as quickly. Derby kicking himself in his own half, tried to send that one in for Willie Galvez Jr. We'll get another substitution here for Northville United. It's Giovanni Alvaredo. Will exit the pitch. The original number was Giovanni Alvaredo. They may be forced to make an injury substitution as well. It's Leo Daisaba is hobbled off the pitch. He'll make way for Abdel Bassett Adam.
And number 12, Marco Ludwig.
And it will be Giovanni Alvaredo as well who exits the pitch for Sandro. Excuse me, for Sandro Lutwin. Northville United making the most of their 5 substitutions, cycling throughout this match as we enter in the final quarter of an hour here in Lansing. In a game that was dominated early by the team in red, they've slowly taken their foot off the pedal, and Northville United have enjoyed some rather curious spells of possession here throughout the second half. Just have not been able to make it through that final third unscathed.
And it looks like head coach Brent Sorg going to go to his bench shortly. Give guys like Julian Burge some time to play in the last 15 minutes of this match.
Bring a veteran presence on the field for a relatively young squad as Toon, off a lovely pass from Jarvis, skips by his first defender. Victor Toon, the chip, looking for Jarvis as the flag goes up. Tony Burton in an offside position. They're going to say he conflicted with the defender. Tony Burton disagrees with the center official. But nonetheless, it'll be a change of possession as Lansing Common, the opportunity to put the 4th goal on the board, negated.
Once again, that's so well worked. It's a good long ball out to Victor Toon, who does so well to beat his guy. Find Ali Jarvis. And once again, it's just that final moment, that final phase of play before goal, where Lansing Common have struggled a bit since those first 20 minutes.
Both teams having problems in the final third, unlocking the other team's defense. Jarvis caught in possession by Cavani. It'll be a Northville throw-in. They'll play it quickly. Pawina with ice. He'll earn a free kick. Decore can't believe it. As we will get the official wording of these substitutions. Trenton Quinby will make his way for his Lansing Common debut as Tony Burton makes his way off the pitch. And Tierno Decore, 1 goal to his name. He started the scoring early on, just 8 minutes into this match, exiting for the longtime captain of this club, Julian Burge. Powers play it in quickly inside the 18. Silva able to turn away from pressure. Here comes Lansing Common on the counterattack. Silva with numbers going forward. As Galvez to his left uses Jarvis on the inside. Ball skips free just outside the 18 to Ollie Jarvis. Skips past 1. He'll play it back to Toon. Now to Burge, his first touch since entering the match. Back to Isa Smith. Burge trying to hold his run. He'll be elected to go back to Ben Derby.
And Daniel Silva did so well there to spin his defender in his own half and start the break for his side.
Shatia, turn. Toon turns it over. Cavani able to get it out of harm's way. It'll be steered out for a throw-in by Jakari Jackson as Lansing Common once again still finding trouble unlocking the final third.
And as I was saying, on that counter, it's just that final ball. It's a common theme in this second half for both sides, but especially Lansing Common.
A misplaced pass by Daniel Silva, who did so well just a minute ago to work the counterattack for Lansing Common. Now to Sandro Luton. Skipped up by Jakari Jackson. A high boot by Sandro Luton. That'll result in a free kick in a mighty dangerous area for Lansing Common.
And Luton's got to be careful. We saw earlier an equipment violation, a silly way to get a yellow card, but he's a bit lucky to get off there without his second warning.
Dangerous play there by Sandro Luton. As you said, already one yellow card. It'll be Galvez Jr. who stands over this for Lansing Common. Tall bodies in the box with Burge as well. Andreski. Galvez Jr. to send it in. Looking back post. Kept alive by Quinby. Sent back in. Just wide off the head of Dresky. It wouldn't have counted either way, as Quinby was unable to keep it in along the goal line. It results in a Northville United throw-in. Or excuse me, goal kick. As we approach the final 10 minutes here of preseason play for Lansing Common. Cavani. Tried to play through the middle of the park, intercepted though by Dresky. Galvez able to win the first 50-50, the second ball won by Northville. Dresky able to pick up the loose ball. He'll play Quinby. He gets taken out in the process. A dangerous tackle there along the far side. There'll be another yellow card issued to Northville United. Still waiting on confirmation on the player. Looks as though it was Jonah Caldwell picked up the third yellow card.
Yellow card showed to number 14.
For Northville. And a free kick in a dangerous position for Lansing Common. Quinby will stand over it. Excuse me, Galvez Jr. Play it out to the park. Galvez Jr. looking back post. Derby with a flailing arm, trying the hand of God goal.
Yellow card showed to Northville number 14, Jonah Caldwell.
And despite the lack of time to prepare any sort of set pieces, we've seen a couple times tonight Lansing Common have tried some trickery. Hasn't quite come off, but it was a decent opportunity for Willie Galvez right there.
As Trenton Quinby concedes the free kick, a rather obvious one on Sandro Luton. Storm Powers send it forward off the back of the head of Isa Smith. And in on Dom Edwards, who hastily collects. Final 8 minutes and change here in the capital of Michigan. Lansing Common looking to stay perfect in preseason play. Looking to close out the beginning home stand before a stretch of 6 straight away games. Khalif tries to send it in to the 6-yard box. Edwards there to collect off of his line. Swept away the danger from Abdul Basit Adam. As Lansing Common avoids the danger once more.
And I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but once again, it's just that final ball. It was well worked by Northville United, but unable to challenge Dom Edwards.
Dresky now to Quinby with space. Overran the initial ball. Lovely weighted pass by Dresky. Just, as you said, the final third, the quality of it, lacking for both teams. Burge. To Toon. Spots the run of Daniel Silva. Steered away by Kilvani. He may have taken an errant boot to the hand. So he looks to be in a little bit of pain. So the left boot of Daniel Silva may have caught him late after that challenge. Another set piece for Lansing Common, another dangerous corner. It'll be Silva to take it this time. He'll whip it in. Looking for Derby off the half volley. Took a deflection and steered out for a goal kick. There's Trenton Quimby. Had that ball go off, it looked like the left arm. And skimmed just wide of that near post.
Trenton Quimby, the pride of Eaton Rapids, representing the Greyhounds.
Another member on this Robins team that plays at Spring Arbor. A heavy touch by Silva. He'll catch up to it at the byline. It'll go off of Jakari Jackson and out for a Lansing Common throw.
And
So we have hit the 85th minute.
And I've been really impressed with the play of Daniel Silva tonight. We've seen a few times his willingness to make those runs from the midfield, getting in behind, and being a nuisance.
The outswinger. Burge! Would you believe that? Signs of years ago as Julian Burge from that familiar spot just outside the 6-yard box capitalizes off that steel head of his and finally breaks through in the second half as Julian Burge once again strikes. It's Lansing Common 4, Northville United 0.
And just as I was praising him, it's a really good ball from Daniel Silva, finding the steel head of Julian Burge, exactly what you need from a header. Hit it down, hit it hard, right into the corner, and Aiden Hanchett, no chance. And it's 4-0 for the Common.
The scouting report on the Alma College graduate says he's a stable defensive mid and does have a head of steel. He proved it on that one. As Lansing Common finally breaking through in this second half. After Northville United, a few chances for their own to break the deadlock. Or excuse me, to break that 0 off the board. They have to be scratching their heads saying, how did that happen? And as you were talking about, Camden, talking about the play of Daniel Silva, he's one of the more interesting players on this Lansing Common side. The pride of Saginaw High School was signed off of an open tryout, one of the first open tryouts for Lansing Common as this ball makes its way through to Ollie Jarvis. He skips around the goaltender. 2 men to beat. Tries to put it in on goal. It'll go off of the foot of Jonah Caldwell and out for another Lansing Common corner. But the speed of Ollie Jarvis, just a little too heavy of a touch. Steered him off the wrong path, but great backtracking there by the Northville United defenders to keep them, or to keep Jarvis from putting a 5 spot.
And once again, Aiden Hanchett so willing to get off of his line. That time, though, nearly came back to bite him. It was, as you said, really well done. A good recovery by both defenders for Northville United to prevent Ollie Jarvis from getting his first goal in a Lansing Common shirt.
Caldwell, after making that backtrack, needing a little bit of a stretch there, late cramp. Rather cool day here, a nice 65 degrees after the rain.
And remember, Cam, Caldwell picked up a yellow earlier on. That's really brave defending from the Northville defender right there, putting his body on the line, not too worried.
Silva once again to take the corner. The outswinger looking again for a head on the back post. Once more, Julian Burge. A brace in just under 5 minutes as the Alma College graduate doubles his account in just under 15 minutes since entering the match. It's Lansing Common 5, Northville United 0.
Two goals in, maybe 3 minutes for the longtime captain, Julian Burge. Look, Cam, we got a couple minutes left in this game. All I'm saying is the hat trick in the cards for the veteran.
2 goals in almost as many minutes. Julian Burge may be on the verge of something special here in this friendly. Now, mind you, it may not count in the official statistics, but it does count in each of these players' mentalities going forward as we have officially hit the 90th minute.
And look, a few years ago, Robert Lewandowski scored 5 goals in 9 minutes. But Julian Burge, 2 goals in 3 minutes, just as impressive if you ask me. Shades of Tracy McGrady with those 9 points in those 14 seconds. A great cameo for Julian Burge. And I think everybody in these stands would love to see him get his 3rd.
And as you were talking, Abdelbasset Adam picking up the 4th yellow card for Northville United for dissent. Well away from where the ball was. So we get the official stoppage time, 1 minute guaranteed. 65 seconds for Julian Burge to possibly pull off the unthinkable. Shatia. Silva around the halfway line, playing it forward. Off the head of Ollie Jarvis, sent back into Handshit. Under 60 seconds remaining in the final preseason match for Lansing Common. In a game that was dominated early by the team in red, and Northville having a few spells of possession in the second half. Couldn't get anything going, but a 5-minute brace by Julian Burge. He may not be done. Here comes Jarvis. Outside the 18. Up for Galvez. Couldn't get on the end of it. As Caldwell will play it cleanly outside the 18. Sent back in by Kalani. He takes a clattering from Victor Toon. Or it might have been Ollie Jarvis. As Abdullani Khalif down inside his own 18-yard box. Ollie Jarvis. Ushered to the center official.
Yellow card shown to Lansing Common, number 20, Ollie Jarvis.
He'll earn Lansing Common's first yellow card of the match. As Khalif able to get up under some help, walking gingerly to that near touchline.
Yeah, good to see Khalif able to walk off the pitch.
Khalif will be substituted out of protective measures. Coming onto the pitch is Bakari Muya for the final kick of the game, and that will do it. Lansing Common, a perfect 2 for 2 in preseason play, outscoring their opponents 9-0 as they take this one over Northville United. Two goal scorers, and all started by Tierno Decore's 8th minute tap in. Lansing Common wins this one over Northville United 5-0. As Lansing Common will begin their quest towards that Midwest Premier League Great Lakes Conference title starting on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. The first of 6 consecutive matches on the road. They'll play Futsal Factory Academy in Dexter, Michigan. We'll see you all in just over 4 weeks when Lansing Common makes their way back. But alongside Camden Shukaski, we would like to thank our production crew for tonight's game, along with our technical director, Scott Oberlin, alongside Camden Shikaski. I'm Cameron McLaren. We'll see you guys in a few weeks. It's officially Lansing Common 5, Northville United 0.